Good evening. I would like to call the September 8th, 2025 meeting of the Town of Cicero Zoning Board of Appeals to order. Ms. Robeson, please call the roll.
Here. Here.
Here.
Here.
Here. Take note of the fire exits located in the front and the rear of this room. At this time, please silence all cell phones and pagers. Please note that tonight's meeting is being live streamed on YouTube and is also being recorded. At this time, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. Good evening. I would like to call the September 8th, 2025 meeting of the Town of Cicero Zoning Board of Appeals to order. Ms. Robeson, please call the roll.
Here. Here.
Here.
Please stand by. We're having technical difficulties. All right, thanks. Has everyone read the minutes of our August 4th, 2025 meeting? Are there any corrections? Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Very good. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, when you're ready, please call the roll.
I'll abstain since I missed last month.
Yes to the motion.
I'll abstain as well. I missed last month.
Yes to the motion.
Yes to the motion. I think with three, we're still good. Okay. The Cicero Town Board acknowledges the importance of full public participation at all public meetings, and therefore we urge all who wish to address those in attendance to please come to the microphone located in the front of the room. At this time, I will make a motion that all actions taken tonight are type 2 actions and have a negative impact that is no impact on the environment unless otherwise indicated. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Robeson, please call the roll.
Yes, the motion.
Yes to the motion.
Yes to the motion.
Yes to the motion.
Yes to the motion. We have proof that all items on tonight's agenda have been advertised as directed by law. I will briefly review the process for tonight's meeting for the benefit of those present that have never been before the Zoning Board of Appeals. Each applicant will have an opportunity to describe their project. The board will then ask questions about the project. I will then open a public hearing. The board will then ask questions about the project. I will open a public hearing where people will be able to speak for or against the proposed variance. The applicant will then be given the opportunity to respond to public input and provide additional information. Board members will be allowed to ask follow-on questions. The board will then openly discuss the 5 factors that contribute to the final decision. Please note that this board does not have a pre-agenda meeting, so there is no prior discussion of cases outside of this meeting. And then finally, a motion will be made either approving or denying the requested variance, seconded, and then voted upon. Our first case tonight is an area variance for a property on 8125 Trolley's End. The owner and applicant is Nick Grossman. Mr. Grossman, if you please come up and address the board. If you wouldn't mind describing your project.
Of course. Hi, guys. My name's Samantha Grossman. This is my husband, Nick Grossman. We live at 8125 Trolley's End in Cicero, obviously. We have lived there for about the last 6 years. Tonight, we're seeking a variance to install a 6-foot PVC fence on our property. We designed the proposal to be consistent with the fences in our neighborhood, particularly the fence directly across our street on Trolley's End is another corner lot, and we feel our proposed design is similar, if not identical, to the lot across the street. We are particularly trying to address the safety concerns of Gillette Road, living on the corner lot for our soon-to-be 2 young children on our property. We've spoken with our neighbors about it, and we feel there wouldn't be a detriment to any of our neighbors or to the traffic or the traffic sight lines in our neighborhood. And ultimately, we were really just seeking to have that safety addressed, as well as using as much of our property as possible, while also respecting all of the public easements on our property as well.
Great, thank you. At this time, I will open the floor for questions and comments from the board.
So, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, the whole reason you're expanding into that variance area is just to take more advantage of the backyard. Instead
Yeah.
of going along the building line with the fence, which would cut out that extra 55 feet.
Exactly,
Okay.
because we're on the corner lot, I understand that that's a front yard, so we were hoping to use as much of our backyard and as much of our property as possible.
Sure, sure. Okay, thank you.
You know, I'll ask the board members. I'm not seeing the 19 feet. I think, is this drawing to scale? I see 24 feet from the building line.
I think you're noticing that because the building line is 35 at the time that plat was filed, except that the zoning district changed the front yard setback to now 30. So they could actually go 5 feet beyond that building line and still be compliant with today's zoning requirements for fencing. It's just there's a,
I gotta subtract 5 off that 24 then,
That's right.
which gets me
That's
to the,
right.
okay.
That's right.
Thanks for that clarification, Evan.
Any other questions?
The only thing, and I know you mentioned in your write-up here about the safety thing, I'll be honest with you, you know, whenever we deal with these corner lots, I try to roll up to the stop sign and kind of take a look at the sight lines, and I'm just a little uncomfortable, you know, stop line your property here, kind of looking to the right a little bit. It felt like it was a little bit obscured, just a touch for me. But I don't know if you guys have the same. I was trying to imagine a 6-foot high fence based on where you're, I think you have a little stake in the ground there, I think,
Yeah,
so.
tried to measure that,
Yeah.
with that little flag there to mark it.
Yeah,
I took those images about, I want to say 10 yards back from the stop line.
yeah,
Thinking that's going to be the hardest point to see.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Could I make a comment about, I saw that stake too, that's there, and I measured that today, and that's actually set at 28, and your calculation is right based on the survey, is 24 from the garage.
Okay.
So I don't know what that discrepancy is, because will you put that stake and measures about 28 feet from the garage rather than the 24 that shows on the survey? Which might help your concern relative to the line of sight, because it'd be back 4 feet more.
That could have just been an error on our measuring.
so I took that based on the, quote from the Arrow Fence Company, the 28 feet out.
Okay.
Oh.
So,
Understood.
so we think that, so it's possible, Steve, based on what you just said, that stake is probably 5 feet farther.
Well, now he said the quote is 28 out, but if you look at this survey, it's only shown it at about 24 out.
Right.
We provided the estimate to the surveyors. So I'm not sure what that
Yeah.
discrepancy is.
How to read this survey.
Yeah.
Does that scale out, Mark, at 24?
Yeah, I mean, I get 24
Yeah.
from, proposed fence line to existing building line,
Yeah.
and I get 20. My eyes are bad, 27, 8-ish or so to the.
Oh, that would be the
garage.
difference. Okay, so then
Yeah.
the stake's in the right place.
So I think it's
Yep,
28 to the
yep,
garage,
yep.
right?
Yep, okay.
So I think, okay, so I think they're right then.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's, the old building line is, I don't know, 3 feet from the, 3 feet from the garage.
Yeah,
So that makes sense then.
thank you.
I don't know if you guys had any similar thoughts, but you know, again, I don't think it's a showstopper for me. Again, I think it's, as I looked across the street, everything's kind of on the same line. It's just that as I rolled up to the stop sign, look right, I was trying to imagine a 6-foot high fence. I was like, ooh, this.
I was
might
just
be-
gonna say, I think it also is more noticeable when you're on the right, looking right.
Clearly.
When
clearly.
you're on the right, looking left, it doesn't seem as bad, like with the neighbors over there that you can see in the picture.
Yeah.
But were you in the Corvette? Because that's really loaded.
I was not in a Corvette. I was in something else.
You don't have to write that one down.
Now, Mark, would you think the stop condition maybe mitigates some of that, or did you have a concern that literally somebody there would be able to see?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, hopefully everybody's stopping at stop signs like they should, and, you know, rolling up to the stop sign, not stopping before, but again, it's my reaction.
Understood.
I think I'm okay, but I just wanted to make sure you guys didn't have the same concerns I had, or if you had them, great.
Thank you. So at this time, I'll open the public hearing. Would anyone speak for this? Come on up, please, state your name and where you live.
Hi, my name's Kathy Lawler. My husband Pat and I live at 6186 Carrot Shop Road. We're directly behind
Okay.
Sam and Nick, and we have no objections to this fence.
Great.
And just that we like waving at them and seeing their dog and their kids. That's the only part that's bad. But we're in support of them having the fence and, you know, our line directly, it butts up to theirs in the backyard.
Great. Thank you.
Okay? Mhm.
Would anyone else speak for this? Would anyone speak against this? At this time, I'll close the public hearing.
So what's the right number then? I know we've got 19 on the application. It's 24 on the survey.
Steve, I'm
Well,
gonna
I
have to
think
defer to
19
you.
is correct because it's extending 19 into the required front yard because the required front yard is only 30. Make sense?
Not 35.
Not 35, because again,
So the survey's just not
the
accurate.
survey's just showing the original building line when the plat was filed, subdivision was filed, and that has changed since then, and that zoning in fact, all of them have to 30 feet
Okay,
rather
so-
than
so-
35.
So we think 19's right because the building line is 30, not
That's right,
35.
that's right.
All right. Make a motion. I
I
guess.
mean, you understand you're held by that if we approve that at 19.
Can you
Can you,
understand that?
yeah, can you confirm that the quote, so it's saying 28 past it, that is correct based off the 19 going into the,
Yeah.
it's just the matter of the survey is using a
Right.
former building
Right, yeah,
line.
you're-
Okay.
In our
So then
estimation,
yes.
yes.
You're
This
20
is what we will abide by.
Based on what I could tell, you're 28 from that corner of the garage.
Yes,
That's how I
28.
measured- That's how I measured that stake,
Yeah.
right at the corner of the ground.
Okay.
Great.
So, before I make a motion, want to review, 5 factors. Whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or detriment to nearby properties will be created. I believe the answer to this one's no.
Agree.
Agree.
I agree.
Agreed.
Whether the applicant can achieve his or her goals via a reasonable alternative, which does not involve the necessity of an area variance. I mean, we could put a fence in the backyard, not go over the building line, but that's not the intent of the request here. So I think the answer is no in this case.
Agree.
Agree.
I agree.
I agree.
Whether the variance is substantial, I think in this case, 19 feet over the building line is substantial. However, like with most corner lots, there's extenuating circumstances that we have to consider as we look at these variances.
Agree.
Agree.
I agree.
Agreed.
Whether variance will have an adverse impact on the physical or environmental conditions of the neighborhood or district. I know we talked out, some of the traffic concerns. However, after thinking about it, I believe, there's a stop sign before the corner that should in theory allow folks to roll up on the corner and, obviously have good sight lines. So I think the answer is no.
Agree.
Agree.
I agree.
Agreed.
And whether there's been any self-created difficulty, by the nature of the ask for the variance, absolutely has, but that's not, not a reason to deny the variance.
Agree.
Agree.
I agree.
Agreed.
So I'll make a motion for Nick Grossman, 8125 Trolley's End for an area variance where the proposed 6-foot high completely opaque fence extends 19 feet into the required front yard where fences no higher than 4 feet and no more than 50% opaque are allowed.
Second.
When you're ready, please call the roll.
Yes, the motion.
Yes to the motion.
Yes to the motion.
Yes to the motion.
Yes to the motion. Motion carried. Congratulations.
Thank you
gentlemen.
very
Thank you. Sat down more, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, our second case tonight is an area variance for a property on 8863 and 8865 Beach Road. The owner and applicant is Nancy Dennis. You wouldn't mind coming up and addressing the board, please?
Certainly. Hi.
Good evening. Want to describe your project for us?
So we have a property at 8863, 8865, which has been now put into one lot. There were two that I have filed with the county. Presently, it has a 10 by 12-foot shed on, and it does have an area of an asphalt driveway. The wetland is an issue in that property because of the proximity to the back of the property. I have gone through the process with the DEC and have gotten an authorization and a permit through the DEC to build in that area. Their requests include to have this lot or this garage moved to on the property where there is the asphalt area. That's why it's kind of, to the left, there's a 6-foot, to the right, there's a larger 24-foot between the house that's to the right and the garage that's to the left. Because of the proximity of the wetland, we've moved that garage forward to the point where it does place it closer to the road. But if you look at the survey, the proposed garage will be in line with the garage that's presently to the left of the lot. And it's actually further from the road than the house that's on the right. So I think we've gotten to the point where I think I've met as many of the requirements as far as putting the garage there. It's a 24 by 36 garage. The DEC has also requested that I place natural plantings in, as well as some natural shrubbery to protect that area that's in the back part of the property line. We are 33 and something foot away from the back of the property line to set where the garage is. So that's my project.
Okay. So there's no residence connected to this. It's just a garage, correct?
Correct.
Residences across the street.
Residences
Residence
across the street.
But not, that's not contiguous.
That's right.
No, it's not, yeah.
Okay.
Which we just built and went through this process prior. And it is consistent, the garage that we're proposing is consistent with the garages in the neighborhood. There's a number of them going toward Mud Mill that are larger and, pretty much at the same line as what I'm proposing
Understood.
and not in the wetland.
Any questions?
Steve?
Mhm.
Town doesn't allow auxiliary structures without a residence, correct?
Well, there's an existing non-conforming use on the property
Okay.
now, so this is an expansion of
It's
that.
an expansion of that. Okay, would it be feasible to ask the applicant to combine the properties? Because the county will do that across the road. They will hook it. That's what it's called.
Well, I thought, well, you know better than I do because you deal with it on a daily basis, but I thought the county did not allow that any longer.
Mhm.
No, they still do.
Okay,
Because they do it on a regular basis. They don't like to do it.
That's
but
what I thought.
That they will do it.
Because
Yeah.
some in the past were hooked and then were unhooked, I thought,
They
at the
they
county's
can't
request.
unhook them without
Oh,
someone's written permission.
okay, well,
I mean,
all right,
that,
however the board feels about that.
okay, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Just
It
curious.
would serve the same way you're gonna have a public street in between this lot, whether they're hooked or not, and the lot across the street.
Mhm.
I mean, that is my one only concern. Speaking to you folks, that, we have something that could eventually become an orphaned structure.
Sure.
Which isn't necessarily something that's desirable in the neighborhood, but
There's many garages
I'll
on
have
that
to-
road that don't have residences. I mean,
that's understood, but one of the purposes of this existing non-conforming is to eventually phase those out. So,
I see. Got it.
but this is all just discussion right now. This
Yeah.
isn't.
All right, would you be adverse to checking with the county to see if they would combine that? Then wouldn't be a need for a variance. Or would there still be a need for a
So,
variance because
there-
of this
there
the
would.
location? I'm sorry.
There would, but it would be easier because
It would be easier.
it gets rid of the accessory piece.
Right.
So when we talked, though, you had, implied to me that it was just a matter of I had to combine the two lots that we got across the street,
Well, you-
but
Go ahead.
we didn't have to combine the house and that.
Yeah, I don't know if we had that discussion. I know we talked about combining those two lots
Right.
because you needed
We
the area
did,
for that.
yep.
I wouldn't have recommended to hook it through the street because I didn't think the county,
Yeah, that's what I thought we talked about.
you know, allows that. So what the chairman is suggesting is if it by its separate lot, it could be orphaned, as he's saying, because you could sell that off to somebody else. Right? So if you're able to hook it together, it will be tied to your residence, which
Mhm, I see.
I'm sure you wouldn't have any problem. I wouldn't think you'd
No,
have a problem.
that'd
It's
be cool.
hooked through the road with the same parcel ID. You're getting two parcel IDs now, you'd end up with one. Yeah.
And I appreciate that,
Mhm.
and you folks know this world much better than us, but.
We claim to
we're-
at
we're
least, I'm
just-
not sure.
It's taken us a year and a half to
Yeah.
get here with the DEC. A
Exactly.
year and a half.
Understood.
Right, so I'm sure you've seen a lot more of the wetland stuff.
Yeah.
with
In this area, yes, we've seen
Albany
a
and
lot of.
done. So,
Yeah.
so it's taken a year and a half to get here, and right now I have a dilapidated shed, two
Yep.
dilapidated sheds that we seek to take down. All we want to do is improve the property.
Mhm.
And at the same time, we're anxious because we'd like to get this thing up before the snow flies. And I know that that's not your problem.
Right.
But in terms of, we combined the two lots as requested when we were dealing with a driveway.
Understood.
And we satisfied that, we combined them. I gotta be frank with you, in a second life, I'd like to be a surveyor.
Yeah. It's,
Because surveyor costs are just, I mean, they strangle you, and I think you've heard that from other constituents, but, so.
Careful, you may have a hostile audience behind you.
So, I've got two cousins that are surveyors, they're both retired. Now I know why.
They live in Florida, yeah.
They retired a lot earlier than I did. But
So,
that
so here's
said-
what we're proposing though is, and I understand the time delay and the time factor on your part, but this could all potentially get done by next meeting if it was hopped on quickly. My consideration here is, not having that potential for orphan property, not saying that you would do that. But combining those two makes it a lot easier for us when looking at those 5 factors that you just heard us
Mhm.
review in the last case. That makes it a lot easier for us to consider a granting of that. I don't think it affects your DEC permit at all.
No, it would
Shouldn't
not
affect
require a
that.
survey to do this either. It's just paperwork you fill out at your assessor's office. It goes to Onondaga County. They combine the two, create a new tax map number. That's all there is.
right, but my only concern is, as he said, is the
Mhm.
time frame. I mean,
Well,
we're in a building.
No, I get it. I get
That-
it.
that's
I'd
my
have to
issue.
Get a new survey.
No,
No.
No,
you would
no, I
not.
understand.
You
So
would
the
not.
county gives me something in writing that says,
What they do is you apply for a property combination. We call it a merger. That merger goes to the county approves it, sends back a single tax map number for both parcels.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
so
It happens all the time.
So your folks initiate that here?
The assessor's office would initiate it here. Right now, unfortunately, they don't have an assessor in the town of Cicero.
Yes,
which
see,
it
this
just-
is where I'm.
It just
I'm-
dawned on me.
It's just like the hoops that I've gone
No,
through.
no, it's not a hoop.
DEC.
People do this constantly. They do this constantly. It's not a hoop. It's just a process. The sticking point is I don't know if the clerks in the assessor's office know how to do the paperwork to do that.
Steve, is there someone that would be able to help
So-
them out?
I would be able to help them out, but I'm not the
Right.
assessor in this town. So if Cicero has the paperwork, I can help you fill it out and send it down there. What we do in the town where I work is that if the county says, yeah, this is good, the paperwork might not come back for a month or two, but the planning office allows them to go forward with their project knowing that it's coming. Because the county doesn't turn stuff around like this.
Well-
Sometimes it takes a month or so. So I don't know how Cicero operates in that fashion. They have to have combination paperwork. Right.
So I would be more comfortable in maintaining some kind of arm length distance from the applicant if you were to tutor someone from the codes office or the town and putting that together. I just don't want there to be the appearance that
Right.
we're advocating for anyone.
Well,
Now-
they can also put the paperwork together themselves if the town has it. I normally do it in Clay just because I have all the information at hand.
And then to speak to the other piece, which is the time frame, I can tell you that we have approved variances on pending combinations. All I do is ask Steve, hey, Steve, are these two properties gonna be combined? He says yes, and then we just go and we say it's all contingent on the combination. And we move on from there.
Yeah, and we,
Yeah.
obviously, we want to satisfy and
Absolutely.
make you folks comfortable. So you could issue contingent on us.
But we could still move forward.
That would be,
Combining the properties, yeah.
what I would say is we would at least need proof that the properties are being in the process of being combined. And then we would come back next month and say, okay, we're gonna issue this contingent on the combination.
Our
I'll
next,
have to check with the assessor's office, because I thought it was Karen who had told me that, and you're telling me something different, that the county didn't do that anymore, but
Yeah, no.
you know
they-
something different.
We
Yeah.
have all those properties along the river with
Yeah.
properties behind it.
Yeah.
And they're constantly buying a lot from somebody and hooking it.
Okay.
So, yeah, it does happen.
So
So
in
we wouldn't have
terms,
known this and going.
No, Steve
we
wouldn't
didn't-
have, if he was told by their assessor they don't do it, then that's the information he had at the time he
Yeah.
spoke to you.
can we go on that?
Well, we'll, if the county's gonna be all right with it, then we just have to do the
Well, we
process
just
through the
looked up
assessor's
county
office.
says We gotta go to
Yeah.
the health department, get a
Yeah.
stamp, we gotta go to.
Yeah,
That was,
other
We did
department,
that
get
whole
another
thing.
department.
Well, here's how it works in my office, is that somebody wants to combine them, they sign the paperwork, I fill it out, I send it to the county through the email. You don't have to go personally. It gets to the person that needs to do it. If the properties are under the same owner and they're contiguous, meaning in this case, they're across the road from each other,
Mhm.
they're gonna define that as contiguous and probably hook it. Then they will give me a verbal okay and say, yeah, this is good. They just may not do the paperwork right away.
Okay,
And that happens in our planning office all the time with our planning chairman.
and you folks want it hooked.
I would feel much more comfortable if these properties were hooked.
So if I can move so if the county
that's-
says
where
for
does
some
that
reason
begin?
that we're not gonna hook it,
Right.
what happens?
Then we would take that into consideration. But right now, there is a feasible alternative that reduces
Okay.
one of those.
Just wanna, air it out. so
Yeah, yeah. No,
we're
no,
not
no.
Surprised, again.
So just to lay out the process again, we'll get the combination started. We'll come back next month. We'll review everything in light of the combination, and then we can move forward with, reviewing the actual variance application.
And
It
just as long
doesn't
as
cost you anything and there's
initiated
no
the
survey.
Process.
As long as you've initiated
By
the
you folks.
process,
If
yes.
The county sits on it for,
If
like
They
the
can sit on
DEC
it for
did.
6 or 8.
DEC just
Yeah.
sat on this thing for a year and a half.
Yep,
No,
Okay.
the county won't sit on it that long,
hope.
trust me.
Because the bureaucracy.
It was terrible.
No,
I cannot tell you the amount of times that I was the one that went through this whole process
Yeah.
with these two. Luckily, I had someone that I had a contact with, but because of their backlog, I was a squeaky wheel. I swear I either called this guy or emailed him 3-4 times a week. Hey, how's it going? Well, we haven't gotten to you yet. We haven't gotten to you yet. And then I go to this meeting, this wetland meeting, and this guy stands up and says, well, you can get an okay within 90 days. And I said, you're a liar.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen.
Okay.
No, ma'am,
So-
I work with them on highways and bridges all the time, and I experience the same thing, so.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we're not trying to cost you money or cost you time. We're just trying to have the project comply with our current zoning
And
regulations.
so, I mean, what you're looking at now, you would, can you tell me, or would you accept what?
That's a question for the chairman.
We can't tell you what the ultimate decision is, but I think you might be able to get an idea of how we feel about this by all the discussion that's going
Mhm.
on right now.
All right, so I've got a little work to do.
Yes.
Very little, trust me. All you gotta do is get the
I'm
paperwork.
calling
They-
you, Rob.
Every,
Rob,
you
I'm
call-
calling.
every town does this. I don't know what Cicero's paperwork is. Tim will vouch as the surveyor back there. He contacts me periodically.
I don't want to have to call the police, folks.
You didn't see his Mercedes in the parking lot?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's different information than I understood. Sure, 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 absolutely.
So,
8 AM sharp.
so what I will do is I'm going to open the public hearing and then I'm going to keep it open until the next meeting. Next thing I'll do is make a motion to defer to our October 6th meeting, and then we'll see you next month. Okay?
And then your expectation is that I at least have the paperwork in process.
Correct.
Hopefully, the county will okay that then.
They will let you know right off the bat whether it's possible or not, and we are hearing that it is, and I've seen it be possible before, so I wouldn't worry about that. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'll be calling you, Rob.
That's fine. I'll meet you here at 8 o'clock tomorrow.
So,
Bring the coffee.
Yeah, we got some in our room.
all right. So at this time, I will open the public hearing. Would anyone speak for this? Besides the applicants, would anyone speak against this? Okay, we're going to leave the public hearing open. And I'm going to make a motion that we defer this to our October 6th meeting.
Second.
All right, please call the roll.
Yes, the motion.
Yes to the motion?
Yes to the motion?
Yeah, it's the motion.
Yes to the motion. See you next month, folks. Okay. Our third case tonight is an area variance for a property on 5676 Route 31. The owner is Greg and Kathy Sutton, and I believe Tim Coyer is representing them.
Thank you.
Just smaller version of what you already have.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is not to scale though, right? Okay. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
So I think everyone's familiar with Greg and Kathy's sign shop over there on Route 31. It's located at 5676 Route 31 on the south side of the Route 31. Basically, they're looking to do an addition on the back of their new metal building on the west side of the property. They're running out of room. They're increasing their volume. They're trying to get a little extra space, and they want to put a 20 by 40 foot addition onto the back side of the existing metal structure that's roughly 100 feet by 40 feet. Couple things to pay attention to. One of the reasons we understand we could potentially fit this in the front and not need this variance in the back. The reason that they don't want to do that in the front is they specifically need the height. If you look at the building now, there's the higher spot in the back, and that's what they want to continue, that same height, higher door, higher lift, so that if they did it in the front, you'd literally have another jog in the front and another higher spot in the back. This is a lot cheaper and quicker to just extend that roof line and extend it in the back to keep it that same height of the roof. The other reason, again, cost is one of the main reasons for doing that. If you do the same type of addition on the front, it's more expensive than just extending it in the back. Another potential reason we're doing it in the back, you just can't see it. It's going to look a lot better in the back. You're not going to see it. We're up against the storage units in the back. As you can see, the existing storage units around them is only 15 feet off the property. But those are the main reasons. Another potential reason is they might be widening 31 as it is, and you're going to be closer to the road if you put it to the front,
Yeah.
even now. I believe they're going to 4 lanes at least, so they're probably going to take 10 to 20 feet as it is, and you're going to have an issue in the front anyway. Would you like me to go through the 5 factors, or?
Yeah, please.
Is the requested variance substantial as far as numbers and percentages? Yes, it's a substantial request going from the required 25 to 9.7. Will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood, or will the granting of the area variance created a detriment to the nearby properties? No, literally all around us is that storage unit right behind us. It's going to match them. Everything's going to look the same. We already have the asphalt and the concrete in the back, and we're not going any farther back than that. We've already been already with the asphalt, so there's not going to be any detriment to the neighboring properties. Can the benefit sought by the applicant be achieved by some method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than an area variance? In theory, yes, we could put it in the front, but again, financial reasons and aesthetic reasons, I think it's better to go in the back, and we think it's better to go in the back. Was the alleged difficulty self-created? Yes, every variance is pretty much self-created. Will the variance have an adverse effect on nearby physical or environmental conditions? No. Specifically, you run into potential questions about drainage and all that, but with the 9.7 feet, you have plenty of room to swale anything that's there. And you still have the 15 feet to the neighboring structures, so there shouldn't be any real environmental issues other than the, potential little bit of a slope.
What questions?
Steve, do you know if you've received any site plan? Are they gonna swale that area, or Tim, are they gonna swale that back there?
We got to go through site plan.
Okay, okay.
If we get this.
If it's necessary.
Yep, we got to go through site plan. If we get the variance approved, then that's going to be the next step. We'll have to do a full topo and full design plans to show the swale and the drainage back there, no matter what.
I think, Tim, because of the size of this, you won't have to go to the planning board, but I'd like to see that before we issue a building permit.
Okay.
Because it's within the parameters of,
Oh,
it's
okay.
an existing site plan, it's a small.
Okay. And if that's the case, then I can still do a little quick drainage detail and show you what.
And I think the original site plan had something along the back of this asphalt anyway, so,
Yep.
yes.
That's correct.
Yeah, and you're not going extended beyond,
We're not extending
No.
beyond the existing asphalt, so there's plenty of room to swell it.
Yeah.
And it's flat out there.
Yeah.
so.
And construction is gonna be the same. Is it a metal pole, is pole barn, metal barn?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
cause I've seen the back and you're right, it is a little bit higher.
Yep,
So-
they have the higher door back
Yep.
there, so
Yep.
bigger
No,
trucks
that's
can
fine.
get in. Yep.
Anything else?
Is there any concern, Steve, with the design standards for the steel buildings, or is that, because that's in that design standard area, isn't it?
well, it's throughout the whole town. now.
Okay.
And, if it were a new building and a brand new site plan, there'd probably be some comment relative to
Okay.
that, but we're talking about addition out the back. of the
Gotcha.
building, so I
Yep.
don't think it's relevant.
Yeah, I think the overlay you're talking about focuses more on the front anyways. It's
yep.
gonna be hard to
Okay. Yep.
revamp this
Makes sense.
entire thing to fit that anyways. All right.
I don't think anybody's ever gonna see this.
No,
Yeah, that's my opinion
Yeah.
also. These general commercial areas where everything's kind of intertwined, I tend to, the stuff that's hidden in the back.
Yeah, especially given that's intertwined with all the storage units
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty comfortable about this. So at this time, I will open the public hearing. Would anyone speak for this? Would anyone speak against this? I know that the applicants are the only people who are in attendance, but I still have to ask the questions. At this time, I will close the public hearing. Any further questions? If not, would somebody like to cover the 5 factors and make a motion?
Do you have one of those sheets? I usually, perfect, yeah, thank you. All right, so whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or detriment to nearby properties, I would say no. I think Mr. Robbie brought up a good point. Most people probably won't even notice this. You're adding on to an existing building, matching building materials. It's in the rear of the building, so I would say no.
Mr. Robbie?
I agree.
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 I agree.
Whether the benefit sought by the applicant can be achieved by a feasible alternative to the variance. I would say yes, only in that you could put it in the front, but I understand the reason why you're putting it in the back, and I think that makes sense.
I agree.
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 I agree.
Whether the requested variance is substantial, I would say yes, it is substantial, but not a reason to deny.
Agree.
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 I would agree and just pull in our previous conversation about this being all a general commercial area and the fact that it's nestled inside the Emerald Storage Group property.
Okay, would the variance have an adverse impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood? I would say no. Again, probably not very noticeable to most people. And we've already talked about how we would mitigate any drainage issues and just confirm that that would be up to par.
I agree.
Agree?
Agree.
Agreed.
And whether the alleged difficulty was self-created, yes, only in that it was the desire to add on to the building, but again, not a reason to deny.
I agree.
Agree?
Agree.
I agree.
Okay, that being said, I will make a motion on behalf of Greg and Kathy Sutton at 5676 Route 31 for an area variance with a proposed 20-foot by 40-foot building addition has a rear yard setback of 9.7 feet. Right, minimum distance of 25 feet is required.
Second.
Yes to the motion.
Yes to the motion?
Yes to the motion.
Yes to the motion?
Yes to the motion. Motion carried. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Welcome. Thank you. Okay, our next meeting is scheduled for Monday, October 6th, 2025. Is there any other business before the board? Besides email. There being no other business before this board, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Meeting adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care.
Say again? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's still a